All right, so in this video, we're going to go over how to inject variables at runtime. First, we're going to look at the modules. So let's look at the wheels module. You can see this is an object, not a class, annotated with module. And the functions are static, with JVM static right here. You can see is annotated. Now, this is the optimal way to do it if you're going to make it as opposed to binds. If you're going to return objects like rims or tires or wheels, it's better to do it static. That way Dagger doesn't have to instantiate the whole wheels module. You can just call this function. The other two ways, let's see, there's gas engine module, and this is also using provides, and but it's returning an interface. Remember, engine is interface. You can see here, engine is an interface. So that's the other way with gas engine module. And then the third way is by making it abstract. Also annotated with module and using abstract functions to for bind engine and using the binds annotation. So now, what if we need to pass something in at runtime? You can think of a real life example, like with application context, you need to pass that in to make something like instantiate a database or a location service or something like that. So, all right, let's just get right into it. First thing, let's do gas engine first. So we're going to change this to this tip, and let's get rid of what's in the constructor, and we're gonna instantiate this gas engine equals gas engine. All right. Now we want to be able to pass in horsepower right here, so we gotta change that in the constructor. Let's do add parameter for constructor, refactor. Let's go into here, and we're going to change that variable name from I to get horsepower. Okay, and let's add that to the log statement. Let's see, horsepower equals, and it can't get it because it's not in scope, so let's change the scope. Okay, now our gas engine's good. Now let's go back to gas engine module. No more error here, but we don't want to hard code it like this. We want it to be passed in at runtime, so you need to make a constructor for your module. So we'll do that right here. Constructor private val horsepower. It's an integer, and we're going to pass that in right there. And we have a little warning here. We can do things a little more inline. Let's do that, and we can actually do this a little bit better. Like this. All right, so there's our provides function, annotated with provides, and it says provide gas engine. Its return type is engine, the interface, and it returns an instance of a gas engine with the horsepower passed in. Now let's go to our car component. Let's change this. We want to use the gas engine module. All right, now let's go ahead and rebuild it, and we should get an error right here. This create function will not be available. It's a convenience function only available if you're not using a constructor in your module, which we are. So let's change that to builder dot, and we'll call gas engine module, pass an instance of that. We're going to pass the horsepower. Let's say, I don't know, gas engine's like, I don't know, 250 horsepower. And then it's a builder object, so we got to call build to build it. And there we go. Let's go ahead and rebuild that. I'm gonna clear the log, wait for that to rebuild. All right, there we go, it rebuilt. Now let's run it. And we should see in the logs that it says gas engine and 100 or 250 horsepower, and it does. Inflate the tires, filling up the car. Starting gas engine, horsepower 250, what we passed in. Awesome, so now let's do the same thing for the electric motor module. So we're gonna want a, let me get rid of this. Let's add a constructor, private val, horsepower, integer, and this will be the same. It cannot be abstract anymore because we're passing things in. So let's get rid of this. It can no longer be an abstract class. So, and it can't be static because we're using the constructor to pass things in. So let's get rid of this, the parameters. Let's do it like we did before. Okay, so this is electric motor, and we're passing in the horsepower, and we want to add that parameter to the constructor. Oops. Refactor. Let's make sure that came out good. Horsepower. Got to add private val, so it's in scope. And then add this to the log, horsepower equals, and then the variable name. Okay, electric motor module. All right, here we go. So binds will not work because it's no longer abstract. Say annotates abstract methods of a module. You can see right here. That's with the binds annotation. So we got to change this to provides, and let's change the function name. Provide electric motor. Okay, and then let's change the car component to use that instead. Okay, now let's do a rebuild. Let's rebuild our graph. And let's go over here, and we should get an error right here. We should have to change this to electric motor module. We'll pass in an instance of that. And let's get rid of the old one. Now, because it's electric motor, it's got to have way more horsepower. We're going to say 1,000 horsepower. Let's run it. And let's look at logcat. And there we go. Starting electric motor, horsepower is 1,000. So this is how you pass in runtime variables, and you inject them using Dagger. If you liked it, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and I'll keep making more.